Hey Hero fans, this is Todd. As you guys know, I'm doing a massive, well, I guess it's not spring cleaning anymore. I guess it'd be fall cleaning because summer's over. Yes, I'm doing a massive fall cleaning, and I have all these Masterverse figures I'm going to open here in a few minutes. Many of them are going to end up on the chopping block with parts missing because I have pieces that I want from each one of these figures, but not the whole figure. So let's go ahead and dive in and have some fun ripping apart these boxes and pulling out pieces and chunks of figures that I want and pieces I want to make some cool customs later on down the line. So I have my empty box here that I will start to populate with chunks and pieces as we go along, and I may have to grab some hot water later excuse me, in order to take some pieces off, so we'll see. Alright, so let's go ahead and get started with Skeletor. Bum, 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 bum. Now this Skeletor is a really cool Skeletor, and he is part of the new Eternia. And if I was only going to have one Skeletor, this would be one that I'd probably keep. I'm not a huge fan of his coloring, but his armor is amazing. This head is like one of the best heads out there for Skeletor. It's non-articulated jaw, but it's still a really cool head, and he has a great Havoc staff. So let's open him up and steal some parts that I want to keep for future customs. And you guys will have a chance to bid on the chopped up pieces later on in a $1 auction. $1, Mr. Krabs. Alright, so first off, he's got a really nice cloth cape, even though they taped it, which they haven't been doing that lately, which is nice. I used to complain about this on all the figures when you would get them with the tape on them. No tape. And if you're wondering why I say no tape, is because let's say you're going to open these figures up in like 20 years from now, and this tape's going to be all yellowed. It's going to be so sticky, it's going to leave a sticky residue on all the capes. Actually, a little bit of residue on there right now. And it's just going to be a mess. So for future collectors, that tape is a disaster. Okay, for one, I definitely want his head. Your head is mine, Skeletor. Look at that. That's such a cool head. And this head works great. Let me show you. Let me show you why. Let me see here. Look at this. Here's a 2000X Origin Skeletor, and I just changed the head out. And just that one little head change makes all the difference. That makes this Skeletor just look awesomely amazing. And the head he came with just looks so weird. But this one kind of matches the armor nicely. And so it's a great head to use to pump up your 2000X Skeletor to make him really cool looking. Now I also used this head a long time ago on a green Skeletor I made using the darker armor from the 2-pack that came with Cronus as well. Basically Trap Jaw before he comes Trap Jaw. And that worked really good too on there. Alright, let me go ahead and toss him back in the box. So, the head. What did I do with it? Oh, there it is. I already lost the head. This head is going into my box of parts that I am going to keep. Now, another thing I want from this figure is the sword. The sword! I know it's a cool sword. It's really awesome, so I'm stealing the sword. And the last thing I want from this figure is the cape. The cape! So, let me try to bust them out of here the best I can in order to steal that cape. Look at that. Look at that cape. Now, I'm not a fan of this little piece that goes over the top. So I'm just going to toss that back in there. See if I can get it apart. Oh, it's going to take hot water to do it. Maybe, maybe not. Yes. I'm going to have to hot water. You know what? I'll just keep the whole piece. I'll worry about it later. So, oop. These Havoc staffs are cool, but I don't need it no more. And so the rest of him will go into the bargain bin for tonight's auctions. You know what though? I am not done. I literally like that armor. No, not the armor, Todd. I wanted to keep the armor. Oh, sorry you guys. I wanted to bid on this guy. I'm stealing the armor too. it's good armor. It's a nice color. It matches the head in case I decide to make a custom. So, give it the Dynam armor. But your helmeted head, you can keep... Wow, it's all sticky up there. Look at that. Look at that. You can see it or not. There's like some residue on here that's all sticky from the cape or something. That's crazy. I'll have to figure out what that is and clean it off, but it's like, you can see it there, that roughness. It's like sticky residue. I don't even know why it would even be there. Interesting. All right. The rest gets sold. Even his extra hands, I don't need them. And I will set them off to the side to be sold, and this goes into the garbage heap. All right, on to our next figure. Who shall be the next victim of stealing parts? You know what? I'm doing it. Masterverse He-Man. Now this is the New Adventures of He-Man, and he is an awesome idea that Mattel had that they blew. They totally messed it up. It could have been something so cool if they would have done it so it looked like the 80s figures. Well, in Masterverse, it actually does match the 80s figures, and so does Classics. So it's actually a fun thing. I actually really enjoy these figures now. Now you're probably wondering, but Todd, why? Why are you stealing parts from this guy? What could you possibly want that this guy has to offer? Well, I want his sword, because the swords always break from the 80s figures. I want his clear shield. No, not the shield. Now there's one bad thing about the shield that just drives me crazy, Mattel. And that is they did not give us a handle. No handle. So if you want to use the shield, you have to steal his arm cuff too to match. I want the armor. I want the helmet. And I need this armor too. So you may be asking yourself, but Mr. Hebrew, why are you taking all these parts? What are you planning? And just in case I get stuck, is it going to require hot water? No, not the hot water. Yep, I need hot water to steal that. So let me show you. Let me show you the cool things you can do with all these parts. So Mattel gave us a New Adventures He-Man, and it's a pretty cool New Adventures He-Man. I liked him a lot. Here he is. He's got a cool chrome sword. He's got himself a chrome shield. He has a strap across his chest, just like it looked in the cartoon. Very cool, Mr. Ponytail Man and everything. And yeah, he's cool. But if you give him the pieces, from the New Adventures Masterverse, look how cool he can become. And of course, then sometimes I toss his armor on him too to give him even a more cool look. But look at that. Look at that. So I gave him the armband. I actually gave him both armbands so they match. And gave him the helmet. And gave him the cool green glowing Star Wars-y weapons. And now he is like the New Adventures they should have made back in the 80s, where he actually looks like an 80s action figure like He-Man looked, but yet with all the New Adventure stuff. This is what you should have made, Mattel. Oh, that would have been so cool, instead of giving us a little skinny, scrawny He-Man you gave us. Now, eventually it did come out with a Thunder Punch New Adventures He-Man, which did match the aesthetic better, but unfortunately by then the line was dead, the cartoon was dying, and it was too late. Oh, too late. And but this looks cool and makes New Adventures actually really fun. Now, granted, this is not the size I collect anymore, but if they would have made New Adventures like this when I was a kid, I would have been all over it, and I'm sure everybody else would have been too, because it's the He-Man we knew, instead of giving us a He-Man that looks like it fell out of the She-Ra line. It looked more like Bo than it did actually the He-Man we knew, which kind of killed the New Adventures story. It could have been so cool. Anyway, I'll stop talking about New Adventures, but I need to take off his cuffs, so I need to go grab some hot water. And you can just see the helmet just fits right on that head. Bam! Even leaves his ponytail in place, so you can still have Mr. Ponytail head without chopping that off. But anyway, I'll be back with some hot water. Alright, I am back with hot water. Let's go ahead and douse this guy. Let me get him out of here. I'm going to steal both his wrist cuffs, because you saw my custom I had both wrist cuffs. I don't need his boots. I don't need his hands. So we will put those in the pile of things to sell, and we'll put these in the pile of things to keep. All right. Now his head's not horrible, but I don't have a need for it, so... Oh, I forgot I stole his belt too. Oh, that's right. Let me go grab those figures while this is sitting in here so you guys can see that belt snatching. Blah, 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 blah. How long can He-Man survive in 200-degree water? See, I stole his belt. Here is the original. Dun, dun, dun. So, I'm going to have to steal that belt too. So, in case I decide to remake this guy, because I have another one of these sitting in the box unopened. And I think I might make another one of these. It's so cool. Or I might make a Flash Gordon too, which I've done before. But I haven't decided yet. But either way... Stay. Alright. Let's see if I can get those cuffs off now. I have to be careful I don't have any mat underneath here like usual, because this could probably get ruined with water down here, so I need to be extra careful. Extra careful. Let's take this one off first, the easy one, maybe. Gibbons the Dynam. There we go. And now the other one, which unfortunately leaves his arm deformed when you pull this one off. So whoever gets this guy to custom next is going to be stuck with a deformed left arm. There we go. Got it off. And now for his belt. That is really... oh, that's right. I had to break him. No! He may not end up... Okay. Here we go. Bump, 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 bump. Move the hot water away. Put the lid on. It is time for snappage. You know, I want to heat it up first just to see. What the heck. Here we go. Oh. How deep does it go? Yeah, we're snapping him. Say goodbye to your little back. Oh. Hug. Wow. These are made stronger than 2000X. 2000X would have already broken by now. There it is. Okay. I guess we will do it the old-fashioned way. We will hot water it off. I guess He-Man just doesn't want to give up his belt. Come on, hop along, Cassidy. Get in the hot water. Ho! There we go. Just gonna let him soak for a little bit, and while we're soaking him, let's move on to, I'll put these into the box of keeping stuff. Let's move on to, you know what? I was going to rip apart King Grayskull because I wanted his bracers and his armor. But you know what? I'm just going to sell him as is. He'll be complete in the box. I will set him aside. I don't need parts from him, really. Okay, let's move on to Hordak. Hordak. You're like, Hordak? Haven't you seen enough Hordak carnage to last a lifetime there, Hebrew? So, what do I want from this Hordak? Those are some good questions. Anyway, let's check his belt, and then we'll come back to Hordak. You know what? I'm grabbing a tray. I do not want to ruin... I already started dripping some water. It's not that hard to grab a tray. Let's get him out of the hot water and see if we can get his leg off. Oh yeah, see? Drippy drip drip. That would just ruin my cool stone finish. Oh yeah, that is so deep on there. I don't know how I got that off last time. I'm sure I must have broke it. Okay, I'm going to get a screwdriver and try to take that off. I'll be right back. Alright, I got my screwdrivers. Here they are. Let's go ahead and get them out of here and see if we can't get that belt off. He-Man! Geben Sie deinen Belt! And we will just do it like we do with classics and just see if we can pull... Oh, there's a spot. Ow! Hot, hot, hot. Something like it. Hot, hot, hot. Da-da-da-da-da. Alright, let's... Oh yeah, there it is. There it is. Alright, I can get it. I can get it. Can you dig it? I can dig it. Rip. We'll just fold that right under. And this seems to be cooling down, so I have to heat it up some more. Oh, you know what? I might get it off before it cools down too much. Go, go, go. Go, go, gadget belt. Hooray! We got it off without destroying the figure. Now to put his legs back on. And someone can buy a figure with no belt, no armor, crazy looking left arm. He has hands up too. I might have to get his hands back on. Blub, 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 blub. One man in the tub. Shake that water off. Alright. There we go. That side's still kind of tight. There we go. I put this belt into my pile of loot that I'm going to save. And we will take this leg and put it back on. You can do it. Oh, it's a tight fit. Oh, there we go. Put this leg back on. What, did I get that backwards? No, that's right. He's got to twist his leg around to match. There we go. Hooray! And there is the fodder figure left over. That will be going into the pile to sell today. Strip down. Alright. Now I got Skeletor and He-Man stripped down to their skivvies. And let's move on to Hordak. Hordak. You know what? I'm going to clean up just a little bit over here, and I'm going to slide this hot water right over to the side here. I just toss some of my extra parts in the box from other figures that I have tore apart in the past. Like this here. Whew, I have plans for this. I'm ready for this. Anyway. Nope. Oop. Move the lights. Alright, now I can just slide this right around over here and give us a little bit more room. Just a little bit. Where are those lights? What did I do with them? Oh, there they are. And of course my merman. Okay. Whew. Now we got some room. Now you have room. Let's go ahead and open up the Hordak. Now, this Hordak's a pretty cool Hordak in that he has some features we've not seen in a lot of Hordaks before. One of them is this shield. The shield was shown in the cartoon, and I've seen people make really cool customs of it, but it's nice that they actually have it now so we can have one to use for the Hordak. Now, this Hordak has a lot of cool features, from the black duck boots to an arm that has a cannon to the regular arm here, so you can swap them out and use both cannon arm and regular arm interchangeably. So it's actually kind of a cool Hordak. But I need parts. I actually bought this Hordak for one purpose and one purpose only, and that is for his cape. My cape! Yep, your cape. But you have other parts too that are really cool that I'm going to steal as well. One. Oh, I'm taking the shield. The shield is mine to keep, because look at this. It's got the nice things on it. Now granted, when it has one big and one small, it only goes on the left, which does stink. It'd be nice if they made some right-handed shields, but that's okay. Do I need the fire? I don't need the fire. I do want two things from this arm. I want the armband, and the wrist cuff. So let's see if it comes off easy. It does not. It has to go into the hot water. Boop. But of course, I also want... They use tape on this one. Nope. This one, they don't use tape on it. This one, they use the little pluggy things that cause havoc as well. Okay. Let's take off your head. Now this head I would normally like, and I think it'd be cool, but I'm just not a huge fan of the pearlescent they have on him. So I might keep this one, as I've gotten rid of all the others. But I definitely want the cape. I've been using these capes on my classics. What I've been doing is I just been stuffing these three holes together. I've been stacking them and just putting them under the neck peg. And it works really good. Basically, you just stack all these three together, put this first one on first, and slide them all over the top. And it works great for your I think I have one right here. Dun, 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 dun. There you go. There is one of the capes I stole to use for my classics Hordak, so we can actually sit in vehicles and sit on his throne without having the big old plastic cape in the way. So they work great. But I thought this time I'll steal the armor, because I have a couple guys without armor, so that would be cool. And I may take this cowl too. So I'm going to take these parts. And does this arm come off? Let's find out. If it does, that'd be cool. So you can put two cannon arms on. Let's give it a tug. Oh, it does! No way! Ugh. So if you had two of these guys, you could put a cannon arm on either side. Boop! Look at that. Click-a-tat. That is cool, cool, cool. And you know what? I got another one sitting right back there. I'm gonna make a two cannon arm one just to see how it looks. Okay, let's toss this in the hot water. And of course, for the cannon, they have that cool little claw piece, which is a universal claw piece. So I actually need some universal claw pieces, because I tried to alter my own one time and it just did not work. So sorry, you do not get the claw piece. That is going to be repurposed for one of my classics. The blast is cool. Why did they make that hole so stinky small? There we go. And I don't care about the crossbow. So the crossbow is being sold with the Hordak. Now, we've had debates about what this is. I say it's energy. Someone else said it's supposed to be blood. It's supposed to be energy. Come on. They're not going to have some weird stretched blood across there. That's just too weird. But anyway, this is going with Hordak. So, and he gets a few extra hands too. So those parts will all be up for bids tonight. Now I'm thinking about sticking all these parts in just one big fatty auction. So, and of course the starting bid will probably be $1, Mr. Krabs. But we shall see. You know what? I might sell this Hordak. I might make just an ultimate one to sell separately with 2 battle hands. That might be kind of cool. You know what? I am doing that. I'm going to make one. It's not going to have a cape because I'm going to steal the cape from him. So I guess it won't be completely ultimate because I'm going to steal the cape from him. We'll see. I'm still debating in my head what I want to do. I want that. I want, oops, a little too much strength there. Mike's probably sitting there freaking out. You kidding, Hordak? That one came off easy. All right. So there we go. I will take these pieces here to use as needed. See, if I would have had these yesterday, I could have used them instead of the heat shrink tubes. Of course, I guess it did already have bands on it. It might look kind of weird with double bands. All right, I'll set this aside for now. You know, I'm just going to take his arm. Okay, I'll set... This is going to go back in the pile for fodder to purchase. Let's have fun with this Hordak now. Bum, bum, bum. Where are my scissors? There they are. Another Hordak. Just think if someone's fast forwarding like, hey, this guy's still opening Hordak. It took him forever. So... this Hordak I'm going to leave more intact. I still want this little claw piece because I need 2 the same. I only need 1 shield, so I'll leave the shield for the next person. But I did buy him for the cape, so sorry, I am stealing the cape from this guy. There we go. But I don't need 2 heads. I don't need any more armbands. Gaben Z Dynam Cape. But now we can make the double double-barreled Hordak. I'm stealing the hands out of the package. There we go. So check this out. Fit. Blam, blam, blam. There we go. Fit. It's funny, sometimes things just will not fit. We will make it fit. So I'll be selling this Ultimate Hordak alone, not in the fodder pack. He has two, count them, two blaster packs, extra hands, this, and swap back and a shield. The only thing he's really missing is his cape and his little hand claw. But I think as a separate dealy bob, he might do better. Mike's like, oh yeah, I could use a double-barreled Hordak. Oh, look at that. Okay, cool. So I will put this in a separate spot to keep them all separate from the other Hordak stuff. All right, that was fun. Let's see, who's next on the docket? Wow, I can't believe how many figures I already went through. New Adventures, no. Movie He-Man. This is tough. I want the gun, I want the sword, or the dagger, but you know, I have a movie He-Man that is fully complete in all that he has. And originally I bought this for one reason and one reason only. I was going to steal this He-Man head right here, because this He-Man head looked really good from different angles when it was when it was shown online. But when you look at it straight on, they made the head too narrow. I thought it looked just like the 80s He-Man, and probably the best one of the bunch. But for some reason, something went wrong from the one they showed us to the actual box. And so it was so close, but no cigar. But you know what? I don't think there's anything I actually want from the box. So I'm going to keep him intact too. Not going to chop him up. Even though I did kind of want the belt and the gun holster, but it's like, you know, I don't need it. Not really. Not really. And yes, I am afraid of losing my boot knife, but if I lose my boot knife, this one may not fit in my He-Man anyway. So he's staying intact. I'll set him over next to King Grayskull. I was going to steal pieces out of him, but never mind. All right. On to the next one. She-Ra. Now, as you guys know, I really like my She-Ra. Here she is. Dun da da, dun da 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 da. And I got one with a pretty good chin. You can see the chin. It's a nice chin. This chin is not as nice. The one in the box is too shallow, too short. And I have bought tons and tons of She-Ras to find a good chin She-Ra, because I saw a guy online that had a good one, so I knew it was possible. So I bought like 5 of them just so I can get a good chin on mine. So this was the best one I could find. So I have no inclination of saving this Tila, because one, she doesn't have a good chin, but I do really like her tiara. Her tiara is really cool, and I don't know how easy it's to remove. But anyway, the one thing I want is the cape. For the same reasons I wanted the other capes, because it's cloth, and I could easily put it on one of my other She-Ras. So I am going to rip her open, steal the cape, and let's see what we have left over after we are done taking parts from her. So let's get her out of the box. Oh, I'm going to say no tape, no way, but here's the tape. They put it up higher at like the elbow level. Why, Mattel? Okay. Now, I do like this sword. It is really cool. It does match the shield. So the sword and shield, they're staying with me. So I'm taking the sword, taking the shield. They are cool. They are mine. Again, the head is wrong. And even though this head is cool here, I already used a custom head somewhere else, and she does have her chin right. Her chin is not messed up on this one. They actually did a good job on it. But anyway, let's get her out of there so I can steal her cape. You know what though? Her legs are good legs. Let me steal her head first. That's right, I forgot her head likes to hang on really good on this figure. There we go. Taking the cape. Dun-da-da. Not taking this cape though. So this one gets to... How weird, they tape that one and they put this one in with the little... You know what? I'm taking it. This is my last She-Ra, and keeping the legs. Not keeping the legs, but how easy can I get this tiara off? You know what? I can get that tiara off. Let's hot water soak it and see if we can get that off. Bloop, 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 bloop. Into the bucket. Let's take a look at the other head here. The other head has a weird mask. It's pretty well stuck on there. Stuck on you. I'm going to go ahead and put it back on here, because I'm not keeping that head either. And let me just check the paint scratches on here versus the one I'm keeping before I decide. Yeah, mine looks good. I don't need to do a body swap. No body swap required. The boots look pretty good. Yep, the arms look good. No need to swap pieces. Alright, so she is going into the pile of things to sell tonight. So I'll just take her hands and this just like that and throw it into the pile of scrap. Alright, let's see if we can't get that tiara off. See, it's a great tiara. That's why you know. Okay, I did stick her head on this one, but would it have looked better? I know, I'm going back on what I was saying now. No. This head sits higher up than the other one. Stay. I've been tempted to glue that down. Why won't you stay? I had it right perfect once, and now it's... I'll fix it later. I'll fix you later. Oh, there we go. Back in the box. Alright, let's dunk her head again so we get that tiara off. I know I should have just done it a minute ago. Instead of monkeying around with the other She-Ra that I keep calling Tila. Have to remember Tila, He-Man's girlfriend, and She-Ra, He-Man's, I almost said boyfriend, He-Man's sister. Oh, they go deep in the head. Look at that. Let's rip it out anyway. We can do it. We have the technology. We have the willpower. Now, last time I did this, I totally burned my thumb, and it took like weeks for it to heal from trying to pull off. It was the tiara for that one I just pulled out a minute ago with the ugly She-Ra head. And when I was reworking her tiara, I ended up really hurting my thumb trying to get it off. Wow, it's gonna leave a real ugly mark in her head when I get this off. Oh, it's stretching. Don't stretch. Don't break. Some more hot water. It's so hard to get these pieces off when they use so much glue. Yeah, it's starting to rip a little bit, so I'm a little afraid. So we're waiting for that. Let's go ahead and talk about the last figure that's just sitting up here, shaking in her boots, wondering what's going to happen to her. So I was going through all of my Masters of the Universe female figures, and I thought I had them all. And people pointed out, you don't have the movie Evelyn. Well, I do. She's just in a different box with my movie figures. But I realized I don't have her. I took her parts a long time ago, her cape and stuff, for another figure. Ended up selling the leftover parts online and never kept one of these for myself. So I'll do a separate video on her by herself, on opening her up, and we'll compare her to other figures and stuff. So she is a keeper, and she will be revered with the other female figures. So she will not be ripped apart for her spare parts. So good news for her. So that sorceress gets to live another day. Okay, let's see if I can get this. I'm afraid I'm going to destroy this trying to get it out. Oh, I can destroy the head. I'm not worried about the head. I'm worried about the tiara. So let's do some forehead surgery. Just cut off her forehead in order to get that tiara out of there. Oh. Oh, I'm out of camera range. Sorry, you guys. I got so excited about doing this that I was totally out of camera range. Blub, 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 blub. We shall get the Tiara. Granted, we're going to destroy the She-Ra head doing it, but if I destroy her head, she has nice hair, so I might be able to use the hair for another custom figure some other day. So, not a total waste if I can save the hair too. That was close. That was almost a fail. It's stuck in there so well. Arrgh. Yeah, they really made some pretty long pieces to hold it in place. A lot deeper than I thought. It's just so close. One more head dunk should do her. Now, the reason I'm fighting to get this out so much is I really like this tiara. I think if I was to scan it in, I could probably make some really cool tiaras, redesign them to fit other figures. But I don't know if I can get it out safely. Oh. Come on, Zebita. You can do it. We shall get it. Oh, so close. So close to destroying it all accidentally. Hooray! Now it does look kind of mangled. When we toss it in the hot water, I should fix it, but you can see it sat deep into her head and her hair. It kind of wrapped behind there in a loop, so I had to break it to get it out, unfortunately. So it actually had a full circle around it, looked like. But let's toss it back in there, and it should reshape into its correct form. Alright, so that is it. So actually not a lot of figures that are going to actually end up making it onto the fodder. I'm surprised. It's just going to be these guys right here. These guys right here. So we're looking at Skeletor. A Hordak. It's missing all kinds of pieces. I guess I should put a hand back on there. Alright. There we go. He-Man. And She-Ra. That's funny, it's all the leaders of the factions. I just realized that. That is hilarious. I didn't plan it that way. But you have the leader of the rebellion, basically, She-Ra. Now, I know she's not really, but she is for the toys. Then you have He-Man, the leader of the heroes. And then you have Skeletor, the leader. All missing is King Hiss for the leader of the Snake Men. We got all the leader factions here in pieces. That is funny. Didn't plan it that way. And then, dun 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 dun, I'm gonna have the ultimate Skeletor, the ultimate Hordak 2 with the double blasting, extra hands, and extra weapons, and, well, actually extra hands too. So there you go. Those will be my 2 more auctions, and I'll have other auctions too. I'll come back at 6 and go through all the auctions for tonight. All right, well, thanks for joining me. Let's take one more look at this tiara before I end the video. You can see it has gone back into its shape like it's supposed to, and that will be cool to figure out some way to use this for other She-Ra figures in the future. All right, so I'm happy with that. Oh yeah, my pile of loot. So here is my pile of loot that I have gathered. Now, some of this I already had on my desk. But there is the pile of stuff that I have gathered from these figures. And some other stuff too. All right, well, thanks for joining me. Like they say in the 1987 King Grayskull sounded off. Good journey. Good journey now. Bye.
If you found enjoyment, like, subscribe, and ring the bell. Do it.